Hello. Sorry I'm late. So I was trying very hard to set up this program where you'd be able to see my face and see my hands, and I couldn't get it set up. So I'm not sure what the problem is. It's always something, right? So I'm gonna have to do some research. Figure out what the heck, why it didn't work. Because I don't know what happened. Hey, Kathy. Hey, Jen. Hey, Sarah. Okay, so it's a little dark in here. Hey, Carolyn. So we are going to talk about a few things. First, I want to just, did you see the new retiring list? It came out today. Lots of stuff retiring. One of the biggest concerns people are having is the Stampin Blends. So I just want to put your mind at ease that the Stampin Blends are not retiring. They are just, they're changing. So basically they're going to be exactly the same markers, everything like that. But instead of being able to buy them individually, you will just be able to buy them as a combo. Stampin UP said that they released a statement and said that pretty much everybody purchased them as a combo regularly, so they didn't see much point in selling them individually. So that's what's happening with the blends. A lot of people were panicked thinking they were going to get rid of them. They are not. That's what's happening. However, there is a lot of stuff going away that I am really sad about, like the circle punches. What? Can we just have a moment of silence? I'm sorry, but anyway, I printed the retiring list and look how teensy tiny. The writing is so small. So I'm going to need like a magnifying glass to read these. Yeah, I agree, Jen. I think it was smart too. There's no point in selling them individually. I mean, really, come on. Blends are not they are not retiring. Don't know how else to say it. I've gotten so many questions about it today. So if I'm a little bit like sassy pants, that's why. But they're not retiring. They are retiring them keeping them as a couple. So you still will be able to purchase them. I don't know why they're retiring the circle punches. I don't know why anything gets retired, except the only thing I've ever been told is that it just all depends on how it does, like in the catalog. If something doesn't do well in the catalog, then they remove it, which makes sense. I mean, that's business, and that's what would happen in a store, a supermarket, anything that you do. Hey, Natalie, I saw you just jumped in here. Anything that sells a product. If a product doesn't sell, it's going to probably get removed eventually. So that's always been my understanding. So circle punches are not retiring. They're probably reformulating them or something. I don't know. I'm going to be honest with you. Today has been a whirlwind, and I have not seen and read everything there is to see and read. So, okay. So Roberta is saying the 1.5, 2, and 2 1/4 are staying. So a lot of them are retiring. So there's a lot that are retiring. But there's a few that are staying. So that's good. So I shouldn't have said circle punches as if all of them were retiring. Sorry about that. I just meant the ones that are retiring, I am kind of sad about. So we are going to mass produce some cards. I'm going to answer questions if you guys have questions as we go. If you need a copy of these and you are not a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, let me know. I can email you the link. I did email the link to these and to my shopping page that has all the retiring product on it earlier today. Some of you have already taken advantage of that. Something to understand and know is that everything is while supplies last at this point. So if there's something you want, I wouldn't recommend waiting. I would recommend getting it sooner than later. And I'm sure by tomorrow morning, we're gonna start having messages saying certain things have sold out already. It happens every year. Every year that there are people that are upset that they didn't get some of the items that they wish they would have gotten. And sadly, you got to be on top of it and purchase when you can. So anyway, yes. So if you're a demonstrator, you got to see the new catalog today. And that is so exciting. So if you're not a demonstrator and you want to see the new catalog, you could join my team. You just purchase the Stampin' Up! Starter kit. It's very low key. We don't force you to like sacrifice a chicken or go to some crazy creepy meeting. You literally just shop with a discount. And if you ever decide to do more than that, we can talk, but if not, that's okay too. Yes, there are some amazing deals out there. Can I spend heavy salary on the new catalog? Sure. Go for it. I think that's a great idea, Jerry. Why not? I mean, who needs to eat? Yes, the new catalog is amazing. I love it. So if you are not a demonstrator and you're like, I'm dying to see it, just join my team. I'm just saying. And then you got it. You're taken care of. Okay, so what else is going on? Before I flip you down for stamping, because we do have a cute project to make, this is one of the things that's going on. You see the lighting? Yeah, it's dark. So here's the deal. I'm in the new space. I love it. It could not be more beautiful. However, the lighting's completely different. Even though I've got enormous windows and you would think it's plenty of light, it's facing the south. And in front of me are two big trees in my house. So I just get a ton of shade, which isn't always bad, but I'm just struggling. I'm struggling to, well, the sun's shining here, just so you know, and it's still this dark in here. So I'm just struggling to figure out my lighting, but I'm determined. It's on my list to figure out by Monday. I put it as a crush list item. So it is like, I'm gonna figure it out if it kills me because I don't like this. So, yeah, we're gonna figure it out. It's gonna be all good. It's gonna be good. We're gonna manage it. So let me show you what happens when I turn my overhead lights on. See that? That doesn't work. Not gonna work. So I knew that my overhead lights would cause shadows, and I really didn't care about that as long as I could see to work. That wasn't, the big overhead lights weren't necessarily for filming. So now I've got to figure out lights for filming, and I don't know what I'm gonna do. I may have to move the time that I go live. I mean, that might be my only option. Maybe going live at 5 o'clock at night just isn't gonna work. I have some really fantastic lights that are like for my face, but because I wear glasses, then they reflect in my glasses and it looks horrendous. So anyway, there you go. I don't know what's confusing, Roberta. What's confusing? Roberta said something. Okay. Why does it say layering circles and square dies are retiring when they aren't? They probably are new item numbers, possibly. Yeah, I know some of that is confusing. Okay. Try to diffuse the lighting. Yeah. So I totally, okay, so full disclaimer, I've taken photography courses, and like through college when I was younger. I totally know how to do lighting. I just need to purchase the correct lighting. I need the time to do the lighting. I mean, it's a whole thing. So it's not just like, I mean, I know what needs to happen. I just now need to spend the time investing in purchasing the products to do it. So yeah, new item numbers. Okay. You guys want to stamp? Are you guys ready to stamp? I'm trying to think if there's anything else new going on. I really don't think there is. Okay. Let me flip you around. Hi, Jenny. I hope you got my email earlier today. See how pretty it is outside and light? It's not dark, really. It's not. It just seems that way. Okay. Give me a second here. Hopefully it won't make you lose your lunch. Alrighty. I'm going to pull up my iPad so that I can see your guys' comments and I don't have to like stand on my tippy toes to see what's happening. Okay. All right, here we go. All right, we are gonna make a fun card, but we're gonna mass produce, and I wanted to kind of show you my tips and tricks for this. I already cut everything and have it ready to go, and I'm using these awesome dies. I love these dies. Specifically, I love this heart, the little stitched heart, and this is what it looks like. Isn't that pretty? So I die cut out several of those. We're gonna use the Peaceful Moments stamp set, which will be in the new catalog. Yay! And then Real Red ink, because I love red. And then I already have it set up in my Stamparatus. So tip number 1, when you're mass producing, is use a Stamparatus because everything will go much, much quicker. Step number 2, or tip number 2, I should say, is to pre-cut all your pieces like I've done, however many you need. And then to die cut a template for your Stamparatus. So I've already die cut that heart out of this. And I'm just gonna put this in place. And now, all I have to do is pop my heart right into the template, ink up my stamp, and stamp. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy, as they say. And then look how fast this goes. So with the heart and the sentiment, it would not be that difficult to just put this sentiment on a clear block and stamp. However, what is more difficult is if you had a shape that needed, like for instance, if this heart was a heart stamp inside, and it coordinated with the shape, then the process is sped up exponentially by doing this. So this is just such a good, easy, fun trick for mass producing. Okay. Okay, come on. There we go. So we're just going to stamp all these hearts and then we're going to assemble. And I'll show you what we're going to make. It's so pretty. Well, it's going to be so pretty. So, why don't you guys drop me a comment and tell me where you're from. what your weather is like today, what you've been stamping lately. I love knowing those things. Hey, Michelle, how are you? So nice to have you visit me. Okay, inking this guy up and stamping. And so I thought it was fun to just do a heart because the sentiment says, thinking of you with all of my heart. And this is such a great sentiment stamp set. If you haven't gotten it already, you should. Oh, wow. We've got Pennsylvania, New Mexico, Arkansas. Okay, we're going to get that out of the way. And I'm going to grab, I'm going to make a mess, my snail adhesive. So FYI, you may have seen that the snail adhesive is on the retiring list. It is retiring, but they're replacing it with a brand new adhesive. Look at that. I just have the worst luck with these. They're replacing it with a new adhesive, which I'm really excited about. Actually, there's going to be several new adhesives, which is so cool. Okay, so I'm just going to cover this. Give me a break. Every once in a while, I get a snail that just doesn't work right for some reason. Okay, so we're covering that, and then we're just going to start layering our rainbow. Now, the Whisper White piece here that I'm layering onto is cut at 2 inches by 5 1/4. And so if my calculations are correct, Lord, let's hope, I needed 8 strips, 8 color strips in order that are cut at 1/4 inch in order for this to work. So we'll see. We're going to find out. Making cards and mailing to friends and family. Yes, so these cards, some of these cards are going to go to healthcare workers, and some of them are going to go to just some friends of mine that are struggling a little bit right now with the shutdown. And yeah, I'm just going to spread the love. So I'm not making a ton of these. I'm only going to make 8 of them because I get really bored making just a whole bunch of the same thing. Like really bored. So I have to change it up. So I'll make like 8 of these and then I'll come up with a different design and I'll make some of those. Okay, everybody remembers this gorgeous little mini trimmer. If you want one, I'm sorry, but you can't have one because they were free when you purchased the Stampin' Up! Starter Kit during Celebration. And this is my favorite thing about this little mini trimmer is that you can clean up the edges. Isn't that beautiful? Clean up the edges. Now, here's a few tips. You could put this in an embossing folder and emboss it to add even more design and artwork to it, or you can just leave it like this. I'm just gonna leave it like this. Hey Rachel, you know what? I tried to print it and my printer basically like flipped me the bird. It was like, I'm not doing that. It was like, I'm just not gonna do it. You have a problem, you can wait to get the actual catalog. I am not gonna print this for you. You're ridiculous. And it didn't print it. So I downloaded it into my iPad and I have it on iBooks. And so I'm just gonna have to look at it there. That will be close. Watching Criminal Minds with your daughter. That sounds fun. I used to love that show. Shamar Amor. That man. That is a fine looking man, I will say. Okay, I'm peeling these off. I don't know if we're going to hang out for me to do all 8 of these with you. It'll depend on you guys. You're awfully quiet today. What's everybody been up to? How are you doing? Okay, so this piece is cut at 4 by 5 1/4. And I'm just going to layer it onto a top folding card base, which is cut at 4 1/4 by 11 and then folded in half. Yes, The Rock's brother from another mother. I love it. And then we're going to pop this piece up as well, because I love dimension. Love, love, love. I am a big fan of lots of dimension. So we're going to pop this up, and I'm just going to line it up with my grid and then try to eyeball getting it in the center. Now, if this really bothered you and you had to know if it was centered, you would just measure from each edge. Looks centered to me. And then we're gonna add our heart right in the middle. And that's gonna do it. I'm gonna do a little more. I really don't want it to fall off. And there you have it. Isn't that beautiful? So simple. Such an easy technique. You really don't have to do much. And here's a tip for you, if you don't already know. You can purchase full packs of cardstock in all the color families, or you can purchase sampler packs. So for example, if you wanted all the brights, you can purchase a pack of brights cardstock and you'll get all of the brights colors. Now you only get 2 sheets, I think, of each, but that's enough to let you know if it's colors that you really, really love and want. You know, sometimes you just got to see stuff in person. That's all there is to it. You just do. And a good way to do that, oh, for heaven's sake alive, a good way to see stuff in person is to just order like sampler packs. Speaking of samplers, you like that little segue? Oh, for Pete's sake, look what I did. The party, my paper party, will be announced very soon. So make sure you stay tuned for that, because I definitely will be having a paper party. You worry. I do one every year, or I mean every catalog. And this catalog is no exception. So if you've never been to my paper party or never heard of it, it is basically you get samplers of all of the new designer series papers in the catalog and card kits to go with them. Yeah, it's a huge undertaking for me and my helpers, but we love doing it. All right, so we're gonna clean this guy up. Easy peasy. He's ready to go. I'm gonna put him on here. Hey, Shannon Page. Oh, I mean Van Every. Yes, the new designer series paper is beautiful. So if you want to be part of the paper party, just keep an eye out on my Facebook page and on my email and my blog, and I will have signups there. Aw, thanks, Joy. We try really hard to make it a really awesome experience for everybody because we want it to feel like a party. And this year, I think we are going to attempt to do Zoom so that, okay, I'm popping this one up. All right. I'm just going to pop it up. I didn't pop up the other one, but this one's going to have like extra crazy dimension. And I don't need, oh, hey, John, I don't need anybody commenting on my overusage of dimensionals. I don't want my cards to fall apart. It makes me very nervous. I don't like it. I don't like a flimsy card. Good craftsmanship is important. Okay. We got our next piece here, and I see that it's not scored, so I need to grab my paper trimmer. I just love Stampin' Up's paper trimmer because it's got a blade and yes, we're gonna try Zoom, but we're not gonna, you won't have to do it. It will just be so that the people showing the projects will be able to do it for you. So that's how we're gonna do that. Okay, don't be stressed. It'll be fun. All right, and then we're gonna add more dimensionals on the back of here to pop these up. Thank you, Carolyn. Carolyn is supportive of my, and Kathy too, of my overusage of dimensionals. I am excited about that. Okay, what else is happening? There's nothing else happening. You know why? Because oh, I did get to leave the house today. I went and picked up groceries at Rayleigh's. I did a pick up and go order, which I gotta tell you, it's the way to go, people. To not have to get out and go in the store and put on the face mask and the whole 9 yards. Oh, I love it. Pick up and go is the best. There you go. There's another one done. Isn't that beautiful? Love. Let's do another one while we talk. Okay, so retiring list came out. Somebody asked me today if I had a host code for ordering. No, I will beginning May 1st. My host code that was open is closed because the special offer I had going on in April is over. So you definitely have to be on the lookout for those special offers when I do them. And then I close them. So it's not, yes, I went to Rayleigh's and not Safeway, Deborah. So where we live, rumor has it, Safeway's out of everything. And it's because somebody died from COVID in the distribution center, is what I'm being told. And like 95 workers tested positive for, oh crap, I forgot this one. Oh well, nobody's gonna know. We're just gonna add it right here. That's gonna bother me. I don't care. Let it go, Wendy. Let it go. Okay, so, anyway, apparently Safeway has had, that is why Safeway's had so much trouble staying stocked recently, is because of that. So, there's that. Only 3 cases in eastern Montana that you know of. They're saying there's only 9 cases here where we live, but I know there's more than that because the biggest issue is the testing, it sounds like, isn't getting done quite correctly. So that's a problem. in some areas. And also there are false negatives. What? So I don't know what that's about either. I don't know. I don't want to talk about it. We're making cards. We don't want to talk about COVID. Blech. Okay. This is a little thwomper jawed. This one is. But we're just going to roll with it because I got to make them. I got to get them all made. So we're just going to trim them up and make them look as good as possible. John says, okay, sorry. Okay, sorry. John's my cousin. Just so you know. Okay, so it's not a rumor. Yes, the distribution center in Tracy went to Safeway on Friday. Nothing. Yeah, yikes. Yeah, so Rayleigh's, that's where I've been shopping. And now I'm hearing that, well, this is getting us right back to talking about it, but I'm hearing that meat distribution places are closing, and so there could be a meat shortage. Ugh, good Lord. But that's not just California. That's, my understanding is that's everywhere. But I could be wrong. This is why I told my husband this year we are buying like half a cow from a FFA kid or something of the sorts, because then we just have a bunch of meat in the freezer and we don't have to worry about it. And you know, honestly, I could be a vegetarian. I could be fine not eating meat. As long as I can eat eggs, I would be fine. And I have chickens and they make eggs, so I'm good. If I have eggs and some veggies and a little fruit here and there, I'm good to go. I ain't gotta have meat. It's overrated. That's what I'm gonna tell myself. Don't tell me that, Tina. Okay. So, in other news, yesterday was the hubby's birthday, and it was super sad because we made him well, I wouldn't say a nice dinner. I barbecued him hamburgers, which is his favorite food. So, well, that and pizza. So, barbecued hamburgers. My daughter made him cookies, and then he didn't come home, and he didn't come home, and he didn't come home, and I was like, what the heck? So finally, when he got in touch with me, he had been working on a pole where somebody had ran into it with their car, and so he had to work late. So he didn't even get home till like 9 o'clock last night. Isn't that sad? On his own dang birthday. So he got to reheat. He had to reheat his food and have his birthday cookies late at night. But that's okay. He still had them. You guys want to keep going? Are you done? Are you over this? It's okay if you are. I don't mind. But I've got 4 more to make, so you can either hang with me or I can let you go. It's up to you. Isn't this a fun way to pass time, though? I'm just saying. I think it is. I will tell you, I'm starting to get a little toasty warm. Can't beat pizza. Yeah, pizza and burgers. That's his favorite food. And nachos. Lord, the man. And I remember when I first met him, this is a little dating story. When we were dating, he was like, I'm going to make some nachos. Okay, well, in my family, when you make nachos, you got your chips, you got some sort of really melty cheese, then you've got ground beef, you've got some beans. You got some chopped up onion, chopped up tomatoes. Yeah, nachos in my family is a thing. Like if you're making nachos, they're piled up. You got sour cream, you got a little salsa, you got all the things, all the fixings on top of the chips, to the point that the chips just eventually get soggy, okay? So that's how my family rolls with nachos. So I'm over at his house and we're dating, and he says, I gotta take a swig here of my drink. Hey, Kinsley Lynn. Okay, so I'm over at his house and he says he's gonna make dinner for us. I say, okay, that sounds great. What are we having? Nachos. I'm like, sweet. I love nachos. That sounds amazing. So he's in the kitchen for like 5 minutes. And all of the sudden, he comes walking out with 2 plates. And it has chips with melted cheese on it. And he's like, here you go. And I'm like, what is this? Nachos. No. Nope, this isn't nachos. This is chips with melted cheese on top. Not nachos. I don't know what this is, but this ain't nachos. So, that's the story of my husband's version of nachos. I was sorely disappointed. He's lucky I married him. You know what? After that sad display of nachos, actually, I had to rescue him from himself. Even now, to this day, that's how he eats it. I'll be like, what are you making? Nachos? Nope, you're making chips with melted cheese on top. That's what you're making. They're not nachos. So, yeah. He won't eat them the way I eat them. So we almost never have them. He just likes it plain, cheese and chips. The man is simple. God bless him. He don't like nothing complicated. And that is true in every aspect of his life. Love him. I love him for that, because I overcomplicate everything. Because, you know, I'm a girl. We do that. We tend to do that. We tend to overcomplicate things. Okay. I think this is my very best one that I've done, if I'm being honest. Smash all those down. Okay. And we're going to trim off the ends. This other end looks pretty dang good, so I think I'm going to leave it. And yeah, let's pop it up. Hi, Mary. Miss Mary. Miss Mary and Miss Deborah, who are on here joining us, have been with me the longest. They were with me before I had a website or a blog or whatever you want to call it, YouTube, anything. They were some of my very, very first customers. I gotta tilt this up so I can see what I'm doing. All right, there we go. Calling it good. You know what? I'm gonna use this. This is really getting my creative mojo going, I gotta say. I've been struggling with my creative mojo lately. I don't know why exactly. Aw, thanks. I love you too. But it's just been rough. I've just had a hard time getting creative and staying creative, I guess, is what you could say. Alrighty. let's start doing these guys. So we're starting with the red. So just in case you weren't here earlier, I'm gonna run through all the measurements again. This piece of white cardstock is cut at 2 inches by 5 1/4. The strips, I had to have 8 strips cut at, I should say 8 colors, cut at 1/4 inch. And I'm using Real Red, Pumpkin Pie, Mango Melody, Daffodil Delight, Granny Apple Green, Coastal Cabana. That's the one I'm putting down right now, Coastal Cabana. I love the name. Pacific Point. And Gorgeous Grape. So what you can do, FYI, if you're wanting an idea, you can also die cut this. You could make the strips wider and do it on a bigger piece of paper and then die cut it, and you would have a gorgeous die cut piece. So that's another option. Possibilities are endless. We're gonna trim these off here on each end to even them up and make them look nice and clean. And then we're gonna pop it up. Kinsley, are you still here? Are you still watching? See if she comments. You gotta comment because I can't hear you. So you gotta type in a message if you're still watching. Kinsley's my little niece that lives in Montana. Okay. So many rainbow cards out there lately. Yeah. So the rainbow thing is, it's because a rainbow is a sign of hope. So everybody's kind of taking to the rainbow theme as a sign of hope. And so that's what we're doing. That's what I'm doing, because I'm going to be sending these cards to some people that probably could use a little pick-me-up. Some friends, some folks in the healthcare industry. Yeah, the Build a Card Challenge is a great way to keep your mojo going. I agree. You know what? I'm going to just go ahead and score 3 of these. Uh-oh, angry face. Somebody gave me an angry face, I think. What on earth could you be angry about when you're making a rainbow card? Okay, let's see, one more. There we go. All right, so we're gonna fold this guy. FYI, if you don't know this tip, when you score, you can see here, one side is indented and the other side is bubbled up. If you fold your cardstock towards the bubbled up side, you have a much cleaner fold, just so you know. Nightly News is talking about rainbows and hope. I love it. So yeah, I think I've been thinking about making some rainbow kits for people to use to put on their windows. I haven't decided if I want to do it yet or not, because it's going to be a lot of work. And I probably... What stamp set did the Thinking of You heart... Okay, so this is the stamp set. Peaceful Moments, great sentiments. And the heart is from these guys. I can't remember the name of them right now. It's this big heart right here. Okay. We're almost finished, guys, with all these cards. They are so pretty. I just love how they turned out. And they are my style, baby. I like clean and simple all the way. There we go. There's another one. Another one bites the dust. Nope, no host code this week. So, some people have asked me about the host code. I don't have a host code right now. I will have one on May 1st. If you guys want me to throw a host code up, I can, but I don't have any specials planned right now. So it's like, you're not going to get anything for placing an order right at the moment, because, I've got like so much stuff I've got to get done, and it's really hard for me. Oh, this is just broken. Let me get another adhesive. So it's really hard for me to keep up with, like what I owe to people, because, I don't have any help. Sister's not working right now. So I don't have anybody to help me manage all those things. So I'm a little stressed, people. But I'm trying. I'm doing my best. Okay, here we go. Oh, thank you, Kathy. Be Mine Stitched Dies. Stitched Be Mine Dies. All right. That's garbage. All right. Pumpkin pie. Hey, Christy. We're making rainbows. Yeah, absolutely. Jennifer, you can totally do that. I actually have a form that you can fill out with your address. And congratulations, by the way. That's exciting. A new home. Oh, don't worry about that. I benefit just by you. You're so sweet, Karen. I benefit just by you placing an order with me. Seriously. Like, I had some orders come in today, and I actually got teary. I'm not even gonna lie, because things have been very slow, and I've been fairly concerned, because this is my livelihood. This is how I earn a living. And so, yeah, and by no means am I sharing this like a poor me story, because there's people way worse off than I am, by all means. We will be fine, but it has been a little bit trying and a little bit scary. And so when I had some orders come in today after the retiring list was released, I did have myself a little cry. I sure did. Not gonna lie. I had me a few tears in my beers. No, I didn't have any beer, but I had tears. Tears of joy. What am I doing? Lee must have just gotten here. We are making cards. Maybe I should just set one right in the frame so you can see what we're making. Okay. See what you did, Lee? Lee's my buddy. Okay. Send you one. I'll think about it. I don't know. Okay. Let's see. Yes, I will have a craft room again and not just a hallway with stuff in a closet. It's been a long year since oh, that's great. I'm so happy you're going to have a craft room. My niece and her husband played that song as we walked down the aisle. Huh, that's funny. Okay, let's trim these bad boys up, shall we? You'll recruit more people if I do. Okay, I'm gonna hold you to that. All right, here we go. Trim up the ends. Make it nice and clean. On both sides. Something so satisfying about that. Cutting those off and making them all nice and clean like that. Huh. Just makes me happy. Could you have just kept the white and colors full length and cut them in half? Well, if I was smarter, I could have, Carolyn. Yes, I could have done that. Yep. It just takes somebody like you seeing what I'm doing and going, you know, there's an easier way to do that, ding dong. And then telling everybody that there's an easier way to do it. Hey, Charlene, how are ya? Okay. That's right, insight. High insight, yes. Insight, high insight, whatever. I know, Carolyn, that's Carolyn. Carolyn's a thinker. Let me just tell you. She is one of those people who, I don't know, there's something about her. I don't know what the word is, but she's on my team. Thank God she's on my team. I don't think she'd be somebody that you'd want against you. I'll tell you that right now. I won't tell you why, but I'll tell you that. And she's a thinker. She's just always got good ideas, and she's so talented, such a great card maker. Yeah. And you know, it's one of those things when you watch somebody else do something, it's sometimes really easy to go, oh yeah, they should do it this way, because you're on the outside perspective. So that helps. But she's smart. She's a smart cookie. Her and Lee, they could rule the world. Okay. This is the last one, kids. And then I am donezo with these cards because I'm already bored of them. That's what happens to me. I get bored of making the same card over and over and over. I love them. I think they're beautiful, but I can only do about 8 to 10 of the same, and then I'm done. Tapped out, and I got to make something different. What set is the heart? What die set? It is the Be Mine stitched dies. Or stitched Be Mine dies, whatever. Thanks to Kathy for looking that up. Okay, so we're gonna pop this guy up again. Lee's doing embroidery right now. What is wrong with you? Why aren't you making a card? send you the leftovers. You mean these little scraps? Oh, I'm not going to throw those away. My daughter will probably use them to make something. Okay. And then I got to stamp the back of them. So we'll do that here in just a second. Hey, Trish. Good to see you here, lady. Your little, let's see, I don't know how they're related to you. Niece, cousin, niece. Is that right? I think they're nieces to you. Kinsley was on here earlier. Sandra is quilting. Oh, Lord. And she needs a block with an S on it. Got it. Okay. There's this one. And we're done. Great niece. Yeah. Okay. So we are going to stamp the back of these. And you're all going to ask me where I got this stamp. So I'm just going to tell you right flat out front. It's from Etsy. But the lady who made it no longer is making them. So there you go. But it's super cute, and I refuse to not use it because I love it. I'm gonna get out the Memento Tuxedo Black ink here. Ink her up real good. My dog is barking its head off. And of course, my child's nowhere in sight to tell it to shut up. I'm sure the neighbors hate me. I'm positive of it. When do new catalogs get mailed to those who requested them? I cannot order them until May 5th. I can order them on May 5th. So once I order them, they take about 5 to 7 days, maybe more, to get to me due to the COVID situation. And as soon as I get them, I go through and I label them. And I add all of my little printed document thingies to them. And then I mail them to you. So mid to late April, good gosh, mid to late May. And I do my very best to get it to you as quickly as humanly possible. I promise. There we have it. Done. Cards for friends and family and healthcare workers, people that I know need a pick-me-up right now and need a little bit of hope. So they're getting a rainbow. Aw, thanks, Jennifer. Okay, so super appreciate that order, girl. So all my little leftover pieces here. Let's do a giveaway, shall we? Y'all have been so awesome hanging out with me. And I love doing giveaways, so I'm going to do a giveaway. Let me go grab something. Hold on. Look, all I can grab is papers. These are some old papers, but they're so cute. There's a bunch of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9. So what I'm going to do instead of drawing 9 names is I'm going to go back through the comments and I will find, I will do 9 random names and I will post them here on my page in the next few hours. So just kind of keep checking back and see if you won. If you won, I'm going to need you to contact me with your address so that I can mail it to you. Okay. Thanks so much for tuning in. Hope you guys have an awesome day. If you need to purchase any Stampin' Up! Products, you can purchase them in my online store at shoploveandstampin.com. And I think that's it. Have a good one. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.